Hello and welcome to our first look at Tlatoani, a brand new city builder featuring the Aztec Civilizations. It's got things like human sacrifice, building lots of farms, and nice pyramidal shaped buildings. We're going to play our way through the little introduction how to play this morning and then dive into the first bit of the campaign. So come on and join us as we learn how the camera moves and how to rotate. Ooh, hard 90-degree rotation. We have a journal button teaching us all the steps of the game. And we have basics of construction. With navigation covered, we can move on to building our settlement. We need simple construction projects that have stocks of timber, clay, and stone, but a mason yard allows construction over any distance and helps to inspect buildings in the neighborhood. Open the engineering tab, place a mason yard close to your trading post, and make sure it has a road. You can hit Z to raise buildings. Up. Mark a few trees near the trading post to be raised to supplement your stock of timber and make sure they're accessible to the low ground. So like this. Yeah, maybe like this. Oh, I think I'm getting rid of some cliffs as well. What do we have here? We have a fortress and a trading post. And then the mason yard. I mean, it looks like I can pretty much go anywhere here, so let's just pop it on in. Mark trees on low ground for raising. Some of your trees are on higher ground and are not accessible. Okay. Can I demark them? Yes. No? Maybe? Meadows are suitable for crops such as maize and chilies. Relocate. Ready to lay. Raise, unmark raise. Okay. There we go. It's just a bit tricky to see what you're grabbing on what angle. Because of the way things hover. Perfect. Nailed it. Almost. Got it. Can we get some more low ground trees then? You. Oh, that makes sense. Just spin the camera angle. Our masons lack timber, clay, and stone. Giving Windows 98 vibes. Absolutely. There's this real revival of 90s style city builders lately, and I'm really enjoying it. Part of it is fueled by remakes. I think the rest of it is just fueled by people saying, this seems like a nicer way to make a game. Now that the initial structures are complete, you can start to think about allowing your people to settle down and start growing food. And placing homes for your peons, you will need to try and balance two competing considerations. Availability of open land free for cultivation and being reasonably close to core services and amenities. You should go to the housing tab and place 4 farmers' huts and 8 common homes nearby, as well as a large market. Commoners can live in either type of housing, but only farm huts allow for nearby land to be farmed. Farms should be placed a little further apart from each other, close to fertile land, indicated by tufts of meadow flowers. You can open the fertility overlay to gain more information about the richness of your soils. Your market should have road access and proximity to the trading post, as well as road access and proximity to houses. Yada, yada, yada. Place and unplace buildings at no cost while the game is paused. So are these flowers? Yes. Can I see the fertility overlay? Ooh, Empire view. Advisor view. Journal. Santa Claus. Fertility overlay. This land has excellent fertility. This land has poop fertility. So why don't we build the farms over here? Doesn't seem like you can spin the camera, but you can't spin the houses. That feels unlikely. Now I have to know. Road is O. Relocate X. No, you cannot spin the houses. Okay. We need to place 4 more farm huts, and it said it wants them to be a little bit apart from each other. I've made a monstrosity here. We need 8 common homes. I'm also now realizing probably if I built the road first, it would snap to them. But you know what? It's also only the tutorial mode, so I'm not gonna panic too much. I'm gonna build an atrocity of a city. Some of our masons lack clay. Eagle, good afternoon. Windows 98 2000 era was pretty top tier from city builders like this. Absolutely. It was the peak. Oh, little coyotes. I like that they just rollerblade everywhere. And did these guys hunt? This person is patrolling around the fortress. Giving me kind of Majesty vibes. So we got a couple of homies building. Ooh, who are you? Adept Captain. Cannot provide services until staff arrive. Ensure your city has housing nearby. Well, we're working on that. It's like classic Caesar. This is a comparison I've seen a few times. Yeah. Looks better than City Skylines 2. Not that I'm not still bitter. All right. Homes. Mason Yard has no stock of something there. I guess it probably would be good to gobble some more trees up. Ooh, a little conga line of newcomers. Hop, 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 hop. Oh, it's a trader. A bunch of guards and a trader. Here come the farmhouses. Crops and granaries. With your market in place, you can now place crops around your farm huts for cultivation. They can attend up to 32 tiles of farmland up to 12 tiles away, so long as they're not claimed by a closer hut. 12 tiles of land will typically provide 1 food per year, which should be enough to feed 50 population. Your commerce advisors can give you detailed information on storage and production of foodstuffs. If you select or hover over a hut, it will preview which fields it can tend to. Maize is the most productive, but fruit trees are nutritious, grow well when given space, and help make neighborhoods more attractive. Prepare for bad harvest. It may be advisable to build a granary to store surplus food somewhere close to the farmland to ensure prompt deliveries. Yada, 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 yada. Once placed, set the granary to get at least 20 maize. Green dots indicate a venue can deliver to services. Yellow, a venue they can obtain goods, and a small blue indicates the entrance. Yes, a casually small granary here. Okay. And how do I make you guys build farmland? Is my next question. Beauty, religion, engineering, commerce, housing, health and safety, civil, farming, and food. Well, why don't I make this nice? Can I also put them in here? Yes, I could. Perfect. We'll surround the marketplace with fruit trees. Then we're going to make some real ugly maize fields to make life super confusing for everybody. Just as the old Aztec gods intended. Brilliant. Chaos. Good spot to mug someone behind the marketplace and all those fruit trees. Listen, I'm just trying to make it look pretty. Are these roads built? And if so, why are they so much different than those roads? Or are there different types of roads? Doesn't look like it. You need to be set to 20 maize. I'm also going to set you to 20 fruit, because I guess why not? 16 fruit? Sure. Getting maize. Okay. Aside from food, your houses will need a steady supply of timber for use in cooking and refurbishment. Various industries use timber as either a fuel or source for raw material. Go to the industry tab, place at least 2 sawyers close to the forest, ideally close enough to supply your trading post. If there's no forest nearby, build a porter yard close to a suitable site. Set it up to accept timber. You can use stone road to build a path up cliffs. Your citizens can travel any distance to go to work, but prefer not to waste time on long commutes. Use the trip times overlay to keep a tab on it. So, if I was to say build a road right here. Oh, stone road. Aha, okay. And then I also need to build some sort of sawyer. Oh, how perfect. They fit in just graciously. You should unpause and allow for your stone ramps to be completed. Tick, 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 tick. Bada boom. Oh, we need at least 2 of these guys. Okay. Well, let's build another one there along with another staircase. A porter yard stores goods directly for local use. They can also assist in construction. Oh, it's just a mini trading post. I don't think we need that. either a trading post or an open porter yard. No, they should be fine. Good work. Now that your citizens have a roof over their head, food, and timber, you can start to think about giving them amenities. As housing gains more access to goods and services, we need higher tax revenue, better ambience, and expanded living spaces. Place a well dipper and a sweeper close to your housing. The well dipper provides housing with crude water supply, while the sweeper carries night soil and detritus away from homes, which can be used to fertilize the crops. Well, that seems like you should probably go there then. As for dipping, let's dip right here. When I dip, you dip, we dip. Put our hands upon our hips. New things, getting Age of Empires vibes from the get-go? Absolutely. The slightly cel-shaded style graphics? Yeah. There is something nice about them. Some stuff looks a little bit off, like the way the trees are cut around here. But that's really like the only spot that I've really got to look for it to be jarred by it. Cool. All the fruit trees getting planted, all the corn being planted. We got our well. Is that sweeper built? No visitors at the moment. I guess so. In addition to service amenities, In addition to service amenities, your housing can benefit from access to trade goods like pottery, cloth, and furniture. You could import these, but it's likely cheaper to manufacture them locally. On the industry tab, place 2 clay pits, 3 kilns. They need to be close to water or a swamp, and the kiln should be close to both the clay pit and your trading post. They need road connections and timber as a fuel source. You can put a porter yard close to your clay pits and kilns and set it to accept pottery. Gathering structures such as clay pits can generally support 2 associated workshops, but extra help builds with building projects. Okay. So this is swamp. So it's all kind of far away. Close to accessible water. All right, well, why don't we build some roads down then? There we go. Bada bing. And 3 kilns. Kiln should have proximity to a road and open trading port or porter yard. Except at least 8 pottery. All right, let's give it a try. Set up a porter yard close to your clay pits and kilns and set it to accept pottery. It's a bit confusing. Because it makes it sound like you can store water in your trading ports, but I figure have them dig up the clay, they can bring it up to the kilns. They got to bring it in one way or another, so. This game can scratch that Caesar itch. Sadly, Citadelum didn't do it for you. Ooh, deer. The deer are also rollerblade. There definitely seems to be an urge for that Caesar style gameplay. VM, hello, good morning. So what's going on? Why don't they have access? Do I need to move them? There was a button to move. Relocate structure X. I guess maybe they just weren't far enough, close enough. Thankfully, when everything's made out of blocks, you can just move it easy peasy. Open the detail pane of your trading post. Order the venue to export pottery and reduce the number your orders for clay and timber. The stock limit for your trading post will also limit how much of the good can be traded per year. You can select your traders to the staff pane, keep tabs on their activities. You may wish to have a separate porter yard to keep some exported goods in reserve for local consumption. If you wish, you can order your yards and granaries to balance goods, which will allow them to get a good when below half their stock limit and passively accept the good otherwise. Import clay. Import only 8 timber. Only 8 clay, 4 clay. Okay. Love hate with the walker system. It feels very unique, but I hate that as well as in Caesar. It feels so different when building cities in that game. Listen, I do feel like I'm making fun of things like the deer rollerblading around, but it's also, you don't need them to be fully animated. Like, that's going to draw on a lot of resources as well. If you can limit it, then why not? What's it really going to do? Especially when you're playing most of the game zoomed out to this level, you're certainly not going to notice. With industry in place, we can turn our attention to providing our citizens with more amenities. Build a shrine to the god of your choice, the god of war or the god of rain and agriculture. Huitzilopochtli and Tlaloc? You know, I had to try. Shrines will require a scenic location and appreciate a symmetric layout of other structures nearby. Symmetry checks in cardinal directions around a venue and rates the location better if similar and appealing structures can be found on tiles of either side of the axis. Wow. Okay. Shrines also bless venues to enhance their productivity and service provisions. Tlaloc can bless your farms and well dippers, while a shrine can bless your fortress. You can also build a Telpochchali, which provides young boys with martial training and basic education. As with most other structures, amenities will need road connections to the venues they service. Well, why don't I build little roads right here? And then we'll build a shrine to the war god. This site has awful symmetry. This site has good symmetry. But I can't spin it, so it has to be abysmal symmetry. Okay. Can build a little road around it. Then we'll build a training building. Some of your homes lack access to a shrine. No, you'll be fine. Just wait for it to get built. Imagine your city burning down because your god was like, bro, that's ugly as heck. Firestorm. What's funny is this is pretty symmetrical. But okay, I guess. Too bad. They also lack access to this. Okay. I think that gives them access. A little bit fiddly. I like the idea of the symmetry, though. Why is your entrance there, dude? Because I built that road? Yeah, quite literally. They moved the entrance to the house. You should also build an alcove to provide entertainment, improve local ambience, and finally, you can build a stone road to replace unsightly dirt pathways. Stone is expensive, so use this sparingly. You might want to push a collector to gather taxes. Amenities become overcrowded as your city grows in size, so check from time to time to see whether more should be built. You also need to select to hover over your housing and get information about your citizens' needs. Okay, so there's our strip joint. No, can't be there. I guess we'll build it down here. I guess we'll build 2. Oh my God. Okay. My farms need access to it as well. Weak. City symmetry. That's so fascinating. With a full array of goods and services available, ensure that at least half your common housing develops into small cottages or small houses. Your store should contain 10 loads of food in a granary. Produce at least half of the food you consume to ensure that you avoid debt and maintain a positive cash flow. You can visit your advisors. So what do you guys need? Health. You have everything you need here. Should you not level up? This house has everything it needs for the moment. Housing needs around a year of stable services to develop. Turn up profit. Should we build fancy stone roads then? That'll make people feel better. Hopefully. And then we just got to vibe and wait for these houses to upgrade. Mac, hello. Good morning. Welcome. Hyper. Did I already do the mandatory daily sacrifice to pacify the gods? No, I haven't figured out where the sacrifice button is. Sacrifice, no festival upcoming. I'm assuming that they will teach me. I like these people in the alcoves just honking on a horn. Just doot, 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 doot. Giving the horn. Half reserves of maize and deliver access to other venues. Okay, yeah, let's do that, I guess. Are these guys working? I guess so. Pottery, finished product. Clay, timber. Oh yeah, we have some pottery here. Not a lot of fruit, but I guess that those are still probably growing. Axe monies. Represent your current funds used to pay for imports and etc. You need to turn a profit for a full year. Oh. I feel like I don't need to import maize. Or timber. In fact, it kind of feels like I could probably export both of those. But I guess it won't let me. That helps with my income. No taxation without human sacrification. Oh yeah, I should probably build a tax collector. The staff of this structure requires a scenic neighborhood. All right, there you go, buddy. That'll probably fix my money problem if I actually collect the monies. Tax to the tax gods. See how we feel about that. Income 1,500, expenses 1,400. We got it, baby. You've now a thriving settlement where your citizens have all the essentials of life. I would like to start over with a pre-built settlement. Interesting. So the tutorial does continue. They were like, you've completed the tutorial. Tutorial continues. Growing your city means more mouths to feed. Space for farming is at a premium on these swampy lands. You need more land or need what you have. Use what you have more efficiently. You can place hunter lodges to bring in meat. They do not need a road connection so long as the storage facility accepts their meat. Well, there's a pack of animals down here and down here. Wow, they built this city so much different than mine. To increase agricultural yield, you can also build canals to irrigate your fields. Canals can irrigate up to 3 tiles away, but need a connection to either water, swamp tiles, or a body of water. You can use Chinampa to expand the arable land available for farming and for other construction projects. Tightly packed soil and decaying vegetation to reclaim land from swamp and shallow waters. You can also plant willows as a source of timber for your farmers, but only on irrigated terrain. Dig out enough canals to irrigate 50 tiles of farmland and store at least 4 loads of meat in your home. Well, this is obviously meant to be canals. How close do you think I need this to be? You guys need to start accepting meat. See how that turns out. What a nice city design. Yeah, they have these nice fruit trees growing in between all their houses. Much nicer than my trash city. Oh, cool. They built a little bridge. People wish to come to your city and we have no more housing for workers. Maybe I need more canal? More canal? Here we go. We haven't yet stored enough meat, but we'll get it. Training recruits. We are short of weapons and armor. Our troops will not be able to fight effectively. Land without irrigation can still be put to productive use. You can now grow megway, a desert crop, as a source of fiber for your cloth weavers, while the plant pulp can be fermented into pulque, a luxury beverage at your breweries. Megway must be placed on dry terrain away from canals. Place enough fields of megway to supply 2 cloth weavers and 1 brewery. As with other crops, megway must be planted within 12 tiles of a farmer's hut. Well, I guess that means I need more farmer's huts. How's that looking? Perfect. Lots. Then I need a double cloth weaver, perhaps there, and a brewery. That seems efficient-ish. Keep it symmetrical or the angle gods will split you into 90-degree right angle triangles. Yeah, I don't think I'm doing a very good job with the symmetry build. Oh, and I guess this porter could probably accept cloth and pulque. Or could accept megway. How do I turn them on, I wonder? I guess they need to start producing it first. There we go. Yeah, okay. They're grabbing it, turning it into cloth. These guys are grabbing it, turning it into pulque. Toot, 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 toot. Our expensive has outstripped our income this year. Ah, you have to click this first. I understand now. You need a nearby porter yard to accept cloth and pulque. Can I also accept it down here? Yes, but again, I can't actually turn it up. But somehow I'm still 2 out of 4 cloth, so I think I just need to wait for this stuff to get made. I think I just have to have patience. Not my strongest suit. I visually love the idea of having to build your town in symmetry. I'm always a big fan of whenever city builders incorporate things like nice decorations or good city layout to providing you tangible benefits in the game. complete? I keep saying it keeps looking like it stores it and then gets rid of it. And I wonder, are people just drinking all the pulp? I don't know why I can't increase the numbers. Oh, because I'm storing too much of everything else. I'm that dumb, am I? Okay. Interesting. Okay. Well, I'm actually going to build one of you here then. How do I turn you off? No, 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 no. Answer is you can't. This guy's the same. He's also maxed out. Couple little UI elements there. So they should start moving this stuff in here. I guess maybe it's also going to the market. Yeah, for sure it is. Which is then also probably going to people's homes. That's okay. Sometimes I can't watch people play certain city builders because they meta build it so it looks too bad. Yeah. A lot of the times when people are min-maxing things, I can't stand watching it because I think, oh no, that city is so ugly. A city would never be well designed like that. Everyone would hate it. And there's a fine trade-off and balance. All right, boys, let's make one more. No decorations. Place 10 brick factories next to each other. The brick district. We all know the brick district. Are we allowed to sacrifice them to Cthulhu and embrace the chaos? It's always an option. I do really want to go and check out more of that Cthulhu city builder, because it was quite fun from what we played. Now that we have new industries in place, it would be beneficial to have an additional trade partner. The capital to the north may be open to buying our cloth and pulp. Okay. Open trade. With your new trade route open, you need to allow at least one of your trading posts to conduct trade with them. Build a new trading post and set it with them as their trade partner. Make sure your trading post is set to export cloth and pulp and has either direct access to the relevant workshops or indirect access to a porter yard. Okay. Okay. Now that we have a secondary cash flow, it might be worth planning ahead to ensure our city has clean water. You should be able to spot a freshwater spring on the southern corner of the map, on the far bank of another island across a stretch of swampy terrain. Oh, up here. You will need to place a cistern adjacent to the spring in order to collect fresh water. Make sure to place the cistern connectors directly next to the spring. You should then place another cistern closer to your settlement within 15 tiles of a well dipper and connect the two with aqueducts. Note that swamps and shallow waters can be bridged by aqueduct causeways. You can use chimpas to fill them in completely. Aqueducts and cisterns require large amounts of stone. As an alternative to import, you can now build stone quarries You should place at least one stone quarry to supplement. All right, well, I guess let's start with that. Where do we get stone from? Cliffs? You're an outcropping of rock. Oh, I guess these rocks. I'm gonna build 2. Watch out. And then that needs to go here. And aqueducts need to go across some sort of crazy system. Let's start with something like that. Causeway. Something like that. Causeway, causeway. Super causeway? Where is the well dipper in this settlement? You're a sweeper. Houses, houses. Collector. Sweeper. Well dipper. Hold on, I'm not done building my aqueducts. I need to build them in the most insane way possible. Don't you understand? Like that. Gardens improve the beauty of a neighborhood and can therefore help housing to develop. They can also yield medicinal herbs to treat illnesses. However, they must be tended to by a gardener. Build 20 tiles of gardens within 2 tiles of housing. They must be within 12 tiles of a gardener, but they do not need road connections. Herbalists provide medical care from the herbs you've gardened. Place a herbalist nearby to receive herbs from the gardener. Small garden. How many more slots does he have? Like 3? Put him back there. Okay. You need to place more gardens within 2 tiles of housing. Oh. Do I need another gardener? Some of your gardens are too far from a gardener or more than 2 tiles from homes. You need to connect your cisterns with a spring to a working aqueduct. Yeah, we're working on it. There's a lot to do. It's a busy aqueduct. Stone is expensive. Aqueduct make Agrippa blush. So many errors. I love how they were just like, how dare you build your housing like this? How dare you build your gardens like this? This is not symmetrical at all. The gods are so angry. Divine symmetry. Wow. I don't know how that's possible. Is it just based on the roads? Come on, lads. We got cisterns to build and aqueducts. I want that fresh water coming in hot. Hot and fresh out the kitchen. That remix edition. Do a poll who in chat to sacrifice before the gods smite the city. No, I'm sacrificing everybody that I possibly can. The more the merrier. I am kind of wondering, are they even capable of getting over here? Some of your pending structures are impossible to reach. I think I might have just answered my own question. Can we bridge out this way? And then I guess it would be... How? Oh, it told me how to do this. I have to build some word I don't know how to pronounce. Chimpanas? Allow land to be reclaimed from swamps and shallow waters. They must be placed close to land or canals. Must be placed within 3 tiles of a canal. I guess alternatively, you know what's a better idea? Why don't I just get rid of this? Just do that instead. Then I don't need this complicated pathway over the river. Minerback, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the agency. I want my aqueducts. So are they trying to tell me that all of these gardens are no good because they're too far from homes? I'm getting that vibe, but I don't want to believe it. Actively choosing not to accept it. Oh, those guys are trapped forever. They're going to die on that side of the river. Lock them in. Lock them in, lads. Please tell me they're not my only builders. This citizen is tired. There you go. You'll never be free. Now that you have a cistern in place, you can use these to provide clean water to your citizens. Citizens provide plumbing access to water structures so long as they have a stone road connection. You can use water supply to check for this. Extend plumbing access from your cisterns to at least one well dipper to ensure it has sufficient ambience to develop into a basin. Basins have larger service than well dippers and facilitate more advanced housing. For this, I need stone roads. Okay, they're really not happy with my garden placement. This guy has pipes, so he should upgrade. I need to place a herbalist to service 12 homes. Here you go. Merry Christmas. And it needs access to a gardener, which it absolutely should, but it doesn't. Does it? It should have access to that gardener. Reject your objective and substitute my own. We got the first human sacrifices in a sense. Yeah, I mean, they're gonna die out there, so. Okay, hold on. I gotta move this guy somewhere. Let's just do that. I think that means it's on the wrong type of tile. So we'll put him there instead. Okay, maybe it's just complaining at me because it likes complaining. Your gardeners need time to gather herbs for the herbalist, which provides health care. That makes sense. We need more security and we need more diversions. Water supply. So I guess this shows the structure provides plumbing access. Why don't these houses have plumbing? If they have stone roads, should they not have plumbing? Everybody gets plumbing now. What am I doing with all this stone other than building roads? Let's make the place fancy. Noble housing. Now that you have cloth and pulque, you are ready to place some elite housing. Place 2 large noble compounds in scenic locations. Ensure they're connected by a large market, 1 shrine, a sweeper, a well dipper, a telepachali, an alcove, and an herbalist. Nobles will need servants, so make sure you have enough common housing. How about right here? Perfect. I'm a genius. I'm not actually a genius. I didn't build this city. I like our little staircase right here. Oop. They got their servants, they got their religion, their health. Oh, they're picking up all the goods they need. Some diversions. To develop your housing further, you need to provide more amenities. A collector gathers taxes while a sentry post provides security. Place a collector in a sentry post now. I think there's already a collector in this place. I like that the cops are right outside the noble departments. We know who you're servicing. We get it. Finally, you can now build grand temples to everybody to allow for your people to venerate the gods, and plazas to provide more space for entertainers. Your temples should ideally have access to pulque for ceremonial use and consumption during festivals. Constructing a temple will require not only stone and clay, but also artwork from your masons and gold artwork from goldsmiths. Your goldsmiths require timber for smelting as well as cash from a nearby collector to melt down. Note that temples and plazas appreciate symmetric locations for placement where possible, and plazas can be walked across. Oh, plazas are huge. Well, there's some nice symmetry here. What about the temples, though? Hmm. So something I'm allowed to do at this point is Chimpanwa. Floating gardens allow land to be reclaimed from swamps and shallow waters. How does this work? Will it like drain it and then allow me to build the next row after? I mean, that reaches basically all the houses if I build it here. So I'm going to put a temple there, or the plaza there. Stick a goldsmith up there. Yeah, I'm not really sure how these guys work. I'm assuming that they're going to drain the swamps. And then they get broken down. And now they can be built on. Interesting. I think. Yeah. Totally. It just takes a while for it to work. Oh, that's neat. Yeah. See, they just faded away there. Cool. They just cost clay and timber. Interesting mechanic, having to wait until they drain the tile. Yeah. I kind of quite like that, to be honest. So I'm curious then, if I build a stone road around these nobles, these non-symmetrical nobles, I'm gonna keep trying to push as much of this swampland back as I can. And then I want to build the temple right down here. Seems like the right spot for it. That's super neat. Aztecs built up land for use on the swampland. Cool that they incorporated it into the game. I mean, there's clearly a lot of love for the Aztec culture by these developers. There's a lot of research into what they did here. The staff at the structure require a scenic neighborhood. What's not scenic about it? More importantly, what adds scenic? Ambience? Probably all of these nice plants. So if that's the case, what I would like to do is plant willows that can be grown near water or in swamp as a source of timber. That's neat. Toss some extra fruit trees in there as well, I suppose. I'm trying to keep the symmetry going. Let nobody say there isn't a plan. Yes. Yes. Dude, I love this effect. This is really cool. Gardens and symmetry. Yeah. Little mix of the two. Also, probably not a load of swamp. This guy's got strong symmetry. Is that better than good symmetry? I'd have to guess yes. What's wrong with you? Service use is strained. You'll figure it out. We are short of common workers. Are you sure you want to live like common workers? You want to do whatever common workers do. Well, what else could I do? I said, I'd see what I can do. Look, that's a beautiful little spot for a temple. I've reclaimed this land, covered it in fruit trees and timber trees. Built a giant temple. I'll then probably have to do something like surround it with houses. Yay, pulp rules. This bad boy's gonna take some time to build. I need a lot of stone. Unsurprisingly, and I guess I don't have enough workers anymore. So it said they can walk across a plaza. I'm just going to destroy some symmetry here right now. Don't mind me. Hey!
AgentNumberOne.
Trog? Thank you for the pogs. Thank you for 48 months. My God, is that 4 years? Wow. I don't think I have a 4-year badge. I'm going to have to get on that. Dude, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the wild amount of support. I appreciate that so much. Nice to see that that timer go up. I guess I've been streaming for 4 years. That means crazy. Absolutely bonkers. Commoners are so funny not having wealth. These commoners. They just have all this gold and we keep melting it down. We have no more housing for elites and are still short of common workers. Have you missed the sacrifices? No, we're building the temple right now. I had to drain the swamp before we could build it. So it took a bit more time than we thought it would. But it's coming. Poor ambience. What if I built gardens all around it? Like that. I bet that would help my ambience. Fill it with trees. Fill it with gardens. Unintentional sacrifices, yes, but not intentional. Yeah, I don't know what happened to those guys. I guess they're one with the river now. One with the swamp. These are so cool. I want to know how they work in real life. I didn't know that we could just reclaim swampland like this. I feel like my home province of Newfoundland is a very swampy province. Can we de-swamp it? Get some more territory back? I also kind of want to expand this canal now too. Just for kicks. London and Berlin used to mostly be swamp? Man, I had no idea. I like when your game teaches you stuff. Gods and festivals. As your city grows in size, the gods will expect tribute and homage commiserate to your growing stature. There are 6 gods in total who need to be appeased. If you please them, they may bless you with favorable harvests or victory in war. Displease them, and they may rain ruin on your city and your people. Your citizens also appreciate festivals as an opportunity to unwind and lift spirit. Go to the calendar advisor under your panel and schedule a large or grand festival. Select the deity which you're dedicated, yada yada yada. In order to appease the gods, you need to supply pulque for your shrines and temples, and sacrifices of the sort of the festival's patrons prefer. A festival that lacks these prereqs will grant more limited benefits. Perform at least one sacrifice and provide some drink to the revelers. Riverers. Descent of water. This is the current month. The stretching for growth month. Festival size. Small. Patron god. Quetzalcoatl? You're the bird, right? Sacrifice an animal. Sacrifice a victim. All the gods. Sacrifice a volunteer. Volunteer. A child. Oh, let's sacrifice a child. That seems to be the right thing to do. Video demonetized. We'll hold a large festival. Okay. Now, when is this upcoming festival going to happen? Oh. I guess we missed it. All right, we'll go for the ceasing of water. Captive, animal, volunteer. I must have done something that like turned it off. Sure, and why don't we just say like a grand festival to this guy here. Grand festival to this guy here. And then a grand festival to this guy here. Now everybody gets a grand festival. For some reason, you only get a large festival. You get a large festival. You get a grand festival. You get a grand festival. A festival has begun. The festival has ended. I guess let's do rich Polk. I mean, the months go by pretty fast. Quetzalcoatl's the feathered serpent. Yes, yeah. Sacrifice Jerry from down the street. He still hasn't returned your gardening shares. Tlaloc is the rain god. More rain for the rain god. Barely know anything about the Aztecs? No, me neither. All right, there's another festival. How come I'm not seeing any sacrifices in here? I want more sacrifices to the gods. Typical scanty. Quetzalcoatl, Tlaloc. Oh, is it because I don't have enough shrines? Tlaloc has the child sacrifice here. So this shrine to Tlaloc should sacrifice 3 children soon. That's what we wanted. Hooray! Death to the children. What happened? Did we sacrifice at least one victim? It looked like we sacrificed 3 children there. I think we just need to wait for all the Polkway to go through. So sorry, we have a Quetzalcoatl, we have a Tlaloc. We don't have a shrine to Quetzalcoatl. So we'll build one of those. Then I'm assuming I just have to be patient with everybody else. I'm gonna build some more fancy roads. Because frankly, I can. And then I think we just need to get people drunk enough at all these festivals until they're happy. Disappointed by the lack of visible sacrifices? I was a little surprised we didn't see some visual sacrificing going on. Did I have a streamer code for this? Yes. Yeah. Paradox Studios hooked us up. Unemployment is becoming a problem. Boom, 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 boom. Like, are we making enough Polk? We've been exporting it. That's probably what's going on. Hopefully, if we stop exporting it, it'll be better. Service use is strained at the basin and the collector. Herbalist lacks supplies. Pretty much everything is running smoothly, though. So we have additional common workers. I mean, they told me I didn't have enough common workers, so I built all this housing, and now they're like, there's too much unemployment. Like, what do you want from me here? Just don't live here. Do you have a code with if I use it, you get the sale or something? No, unfortunately not. Unless it's on the Nexus link. Perion, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Unfortunately, the Humble Bundle store took a rather large nosedive over the last week, basically, and is no longer supporting streamers. Is no longer really supporting creators at all. And I have very mixed opinions about the status of Humble Bundle right now. Which is unfortunate because it is traditionally one of my favorite places on the internet. Chimpanwa. Gobble the swamps. Humble Bundle pulled their creator program and they rug pulled it. So they didn't actually tell creators that they were doing it unless you were signed up to an exclusive opt-in newsletter that not a single creator I knew that was part of Humble Bundle knew about this program. Knew about this opt-in letter. Oh, there's some blood. That was clearly a sacrifice. I think the problem is that I haven't had the right temples, so people have been looking at the wrong temples the whole time. Yeah, so basically Humble pulled their support on a lot of streamers, didn't tell anybody about it, didn't notify that they had done it, and then people were still sending people over to Humble Bundle. Like, they kept all the links active, but they pulled all the back end out. So all these creators, myself included, were still pushing people towards Humble Bundle to buy their games off of that, and without knowing that that we were no longer getting any of the money whatsoever. And instead, now they've switched to this new system, this new website called Impact, which nobody really seems to understand. The transfer sign up hasn't worked for most people. And the creator cut has gone down significantly, which was already not great. I believe we were getting 11% before, and then they dropped us to 8%. But you could also donate more of your money, more of your purchase towards your streamer if you wanted. There was adjustable scales, and that's completely gone. So I think the reality is it went from something like 20% to 8%. Which is pretty big. How is this number going down? I think it's just that I don't have enough pulque. Which probably means I need more breweries. It doesn't really seem like we're making enough of this to actually suffice. And people keep saying that they're unemployed, so why not make a lot of booze? In my culture, you would be well within your rights to dismember them. That'd be nice. I would like to see if anybody takes legal action against them. But it's not going to be me. I made very little off of Humble Bundle, but it was an additional little top up every now and then. So the Nexus store is really great because they actually give streamers 50% which is crazy and very, very good. Oh, I think my problem is actually that I don't have enough people. No, 12% jobless. Okay. Plenty of polka, but not enough polk. Make sure you keep riding to the clearly marked areas. Stay off the beds. Return torches to the storage area after use. Shame. I like Humble. I'd hate to see them fall. Yeah, I like them too. I've been using them for what feels like decades at this point. But it is an unfortunate situation here, what's happened. And I don't know that it's really going to improve. Fingers crossed it do. But I don't have a lot of faith at the moment. It's going to do some little gardens around my temple. Don't mind me. So... we have a large festival happening to Quetzalcoatl in a moment. $73. So it seems like this has to be 222 in a single festival, which I think means unless it is this guy, we're not going to hit it. I thought these were all reoccurring festivals. Now it's saying I have to produce 440. 444. But they have no polk in store. This is where the next sacrifice takes place. Sometimes just all good things come to an end. Yeah. Our fingers are crossed. I still hope that they'll fix it. Come back around a bit. But they've been having problems ever since they got bought out by IGN. Their whole publishing branch shut down this last year. Oh, there's the sacrifice. Okay, it ended and literally nobody drank polk. Oh, because the temple is 1 square away. 2 squares away from that porter yard. And that's where all the polk is stored. Is it? No, this is where all the polk is stored. All right, I don't know what to do here, but this number keeps going up, so I don't know that this is possible to do. Regardless, we're also out of time. And this is what we wanted to do and take a look at this today. So we got mostly through the tutorial. It's certainly a very complicated game. I like what it does with symmetry. It's got some really interesting stuff in here. I love how it all clearly pulls from actual Aztec history and Aztec influence. It seems like it was a really well-researched game. So I'm very, very curious to see where they go further with it. It's definitely something that you could get very Factorio heavy in terms of diving into it and looking at every little tiny bit. So there's some really cool cities that you could build, but that's going to be it for our look for it today. Thank you for joining us for Tlatoani. It is out now. It just came out yesterday, so if you want to check it out, go check it out. Now's the time.